So, my friends, we are editing my second book, Dying with Regrets. And look, I'm super excited to say that this is the final chapter. I spent the last week re-editing, going over everything myself and reading it back here as well. So this is the very last chapter. And now I've actually sent the book today back to my editor for those final checks. So let's get straight into it and get on with this chapter, which is called The End. So, the real richness of life isn't just about money, but it's about how you feel with who you are, what you do, how you do it, and the impact it makes to your life and the lives of others. It's about life experiences, freedom of the mind, the ability to deal with challenges, knowing who the fuck you are, being comfortable in your own skin, finding your true life's calling, being able to support and serve others along the way, and the list goes on. We are living in a world where we are told that our self-worth is based on the amount of digits in our bank. And because of this, many people are stuck running on the treadmill of life, in return forgetting why they even wanted the money in the first place. I've never seen the amount of likes and followers, nor the number of digits left in their bank account engraved in anybody's tombstone. So start converting those digits in your bank account to memories in your mind, because the goal is to get to the end with a load of memories and not a load of money. Rich people risk their money for freedom. However, poor-minded people risk their freedom for money. The real goal is freedom and not money. Use your money to fuel a meaningful mission, to create a life that excites you, and to pursue a path that makes you proud. One in which you would have found a deep sense of meaning, fulfillment, and satisfaction from the journey itself, despite potentially never making it to the final destination. Now is your time to embark on a journey of self-discovery. Just remember that happiness is a choice. Making the choice and having the courage to be your true authentic self in a world that is constantly trying to make you someone else takes tremendous strength and vulnerability. At times it will be extremely painful. However, nothing is as painful as laying on your deathbed wishing you could go back to live the life that had already been created for you. The whole point of life is to go all in on dreams that seem crazy to others, but feel destined for you. And this is why it's so important to find something that you would die for and then live for it. Only when you find the bravery to honour the life which you were put on this earth to design for yourself will you then find true happiness and fulfillment. Once this is accomplished, you will then live life knowing you did every single thing you wanted to do up until your dreaded day of demise. Life belongs to death. Death owns this vehicle called life, and you are just leasing it. Whilst behind the wheel of life, you get to steer its direction, but be very wise with your precious time behind the wheel, because nobody knows how much fuel is left in the tank. Although this journey is completely unique for each individual, everyone's final destination is always duplicated. Despite not making the exact same turns along the exact same streets, we will all end up at the exact same stopping point, which is always death. And at any given moment, death will decide when your tank is empty. Knowing that we are all going to die, why not fully embrace and enjoy this short experience we all have been gifted? I guarantee you won't be thinking about all the times you stay stuck in the safety of your comfort zone when it all comes to an end. The last thing you want is to look back in sorrow, realizing that you wasted so many priceless years of your life to fear. But when do people really start to live? Usually it's when they face death, a lost loved one, an incurable illness, and then suddenly they want to go out there and do all the things that they had always ever wanted to do. Because the majority aren't moved to make better life choices until it's a matter of their mortality. But let me tell you that you don't have to wait for somebody you know to become seriously ill or die in order to take action right now and turn your life around. Your dream life is out there, so go out there and get it. I challenge you to take uncomfortable action today. Don't ever fear failure. Fear regret. Make the pain of regret worse than any other pain that you could ever imagine. Because the pain of fear and failure is temporary. But the pain of regret will last a lifetime. So don't take your greatness to the grave. Thank you so much, my friends. That is the end of my book. Look, if you're too tight and you don't want to buy yourself a copy, you can go back over all of the videos. They're all on YouTube. You can listen to the book. Yeah, there's going to be slight adjustments because I made some edits, but the book is there from all of these lives that I've done. You can go and listen back to the book if you don't want to buy it. But if you do want to buy it and have yourself a life-changing copy for yourself for the rest of your life so that you can go over it and you can see the transformational lessons that I've learned through my own journey for you to then implement and use in your life to create the life of your dreams, then make sure you get yourself on the wait list for Dying With Regrets at dyingwithregrets.ryannurse.com. Hit the link in my bio, send me a DM, hit me up and I'll hook you up, my friends. I haven't got an exact day for the release date yet because I've changed it a few things. I don't believe at the minute it's going to be before Christmas. So let's say after Christmas at the moment. But look, things can change. Life is up and down, my friends. But today I sent the book in, the final edit at the moment, to my editor. She hasn't opened it yet. She hasn't received it. So when she does, let's see how we get on. We're going to make some more adjustments, I guess. We're going to get it ready for publishing. I just need to go back over the design, the formatting, the book cover, etc. But look, we're going to be up and running soon, my friends, and you can get yourselves your own copy of this life-changing book. Because look, I went over it again this last week and I was so surprised. And for me, I just can't even believe sometimes this is my life, you know. Like, this is a movie. I'm going to make a movie on my life. Mark my words, one day I'm going to make a movie about my life. But look, I can't even believe some of the shit I've been through. And these life lessons are absolutely priceless. And I feel like I would do a disservice to the whole world if I wasn't to share my words, my lessons, everything that I've gained from these, say, times that almost broke me and put me down so much. I was that close to ending it all. And this book would have not been written if I would have gone ahead and, say, ended it all. And if my dad wouldn't have saved my life when I was back in hospital, if my dad wouldn't have taken that action and said no way to those doctors when they wanted to pull the plug on my life, I wouldn't have been here and you wouldn't have been listening to these words and you wouldn't have been reading them when the book does get finally published, my friends. So look, thank you for being on this journey with me. I appreciate you all. Go and sign up for the wait list. If you don't want to sign up and you want a free one, you're a fucking tight ass. But go on YouTube, it's all on there, my friends. I appreciate you all. Love, peace, goodbye. Go and live your life to the fullest, my friends. Do not take your greatness to the grave. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you soon. Goodbye.